out now. Got the P motor in the back. Bike and the bike rack over there. We're ready to take off. Wind is pretty good. Very good for takeoff. Well, for some reason, I forgot I was even recording. The motor's not wanting to go to full power. So that's an issue. I tried a couple times to get it to full power, and it's not wanting to go. So, time to call Mark and troubleshoot. I did a good warm-up on it, and there was no issue, and now there's an issue. So we'll have to figure out what's going on. Okay, so I texted Mark the issue. While I was flying, every time I would try and go to full throttle, the motor was starting to die. It would do about like halfway, it was fine, but as soon as I tried to go to full throttle, it started dying. So I texted Mark my issues. He might know what's up. He's troubleshooted Paramotor so many times that he might know better than me. I'm gonna try and warm it up again, see if I can't get it to go full throttle. Whoa! Okay. That's weird. I was holding that at full throttle, and it felt like half throttle for a second, and then it totally almost died and then suddenly jumped back. I'm going to try this one more time. If it gives me any issue on this one, I'm not going up. Here it is. I'm either going home right now or going up. I don't like that. Damn it. Dang. Man. I'm so bummed. I'm going to go back to the shed, call Mark, and we'll do a post-flight check on the motor. He's sending me videos of sunsets and all that, and I'm super pouty and bummed on the ground. Hopefully we can figure out what's wrong with it. Ass tells the Aviators. Ross said possibly a dirty screen inside the carb. I am super bummed. It's probably been like 7 to 10 days since I've gotten to fly. This is like the first warm day we've had in so long. Haven't been able to do any flying. Me and Mark were out of town last week. Came out and put the nitro back together, and something's wrong. Might be dirty screen in the carburetor. Ross and Mark mentioned a few other things, so just take some troubleshooting. But I did fly for less than a minute. In my video, I went up. It's funny because the throttle was giving me trouble. I actually forgot that I was even recording because I was so focused on the throttle and listening to it. When I did go to full throttle, it started giving out, so I wasn't able to climb. I really didn't want to land with the tailwind. But when I kept it about half throttle, it was able to stay there, but I was not able to climb. So I circled the field. I was losing altitude whenever I was making turns, but I really wanted to turn back. I was able to land safely with a headwind. Luckily, nothing bad happened. No injury came out of it. I just have to figure out how we're gonna fix it. Now we're cruising. Sunset would be nice from above. Okay, what I've done so far, I'm gonna try and clean the carburetor, remove the air box, and I've gotten the 3 bolts off here, here, and here, and then this 4th bottom one I'm having an issue with just because that's a tight squeeze. So I've bought carburetor cleaner, and I also bought this offset screwdriver to try and squeeze in that tight spot. So let's see if we can get that 4th one off. New best friend. Got them all. Okay. Sprayed it all out now. Hopefully that does it. Sprayed it once and then let everything settle, and sprayed it one more time just to get any leftover particles. Something I also didn't mention is that if you look in the kind of the bottom right hand side of the screen, it looks like part of it is kind of bent in. I actually took a pencil and used the eraser to kind of push that screen back into place in case that had to do with why the motor was having issue. In addition to cleaning the carburetor, I did move that screen back into place with an eraser. There might be a better tool to do it with, but the eraser worked really well for me and didn't damage the screen. Up, it sounded and felt so good. So I'm gonna give it a really good warm up out here. I have a crosswind today, so I'm gonna go all the way down to the end of the runway and give myself plenty of room in case I have to emergency land. But I'm gonna go to full throttle a couple times and make sure that the engine is working really, really well before I try taking off. I feel pretty good about the job that I did on cleaning the carburetor. So hopefully we'll see you on takeoff. Yay! Man, it's doing good. Look, looks like American plane. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy right now. I don't want to speak too soon, but the motor feels great. It's doing really good. Takeoff was a little wonky, but that was mostly my fault because I was a little back and forth on the throttle because I wasn't quite trusting it. Reasonably so. I'm gonna send a picture to Hell's Aviators because they were with me for the whole repair process. Woo! Oh my gosh, I'm happy. Not my smoothest, most proud takeoff ever. We got in the air, and that's what matters. I was a little worried it would be something worse than the carburetor. I'm glad that that's all it was. I'm so happy to be in the air. Oh my gosh, it feels so good. I've missed it. Can't decide if I want to stick around here just because I shouldn't immediately trust that the motor is just perfectly fine. We'll see. I might venture out. There's good LZs around here, but I think Mark's parents are out of town right now. Mark's not here. My parents live about 25 minutes from here, so I have given it about 10 minutes and the motor is still doing good. I'm gonna venture out a little bit. I like to go off to my right towards Mark's mom and dad's house. You have to get to a valley over there before there's lots of LZs. So I think what I'm gonna do is go off towards Dana today, towards Dana Field. There is lots of farmland out there, so if I had to make an emergency landing, I could. I think Mark pointed this field out pretty sure this is the right one. It's hard to tell from above. He pointed this little field out in his last video where he surprised me. Our first date was right here, and I tried kiting on our first date. Kiting his edge. It was so much fun. We ended up hanging out all day, but we only kited for just a few minutes because it got too windy, and at one point my feet got picked up off the ground, and when that happened, Mark was like, all right, let's call it a day, and we can go eat lunch. That's kind of the story of our first date. Dana Field. There's a taco truck at the gas station right here next to it. At least in the summertime, there's a taco truck right here. And I want to fly out here one day and land, eat some tacos, and then go back. Where that like blue shed is right there, there is a taco truck. He's looking at me right now. And me and Mark like to eat tacos there. So one day I want to fly out here, land the Paramotor, and eat tacos. What's up? They're watching. Give them a wave. Mark always says that if he ever owned this field, he would take that tree down, and I swear, I don't think I'd let him. I love that tree. The sun over there looks like it's just shining epically in that valley that I was referencing earlier. I think that's where it's at, and it just looks awesome over there. I'm gonna check out the windsock and come in for a landing. So if you can see the neon dot down there, that's my spot landing. So let's see if I can't come in near there. I might overshoot a little bit. Okay. Ooh, it's a little muggy right here. Might try to run it forward just a little bit. Nice. And there's my bike. Not too shabby. Got a rainbow. Packing up now.